Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. Good evening. Today is June 3rd, and I want to welcome you back to my podcast. If there's any new listeners, my name is Chanel. I'm the host, and this podcast is called Black Hippie Lounge. And it's basically I created it as a way to talk about various topics that I feel that I have dealt with in life, and I know my friends and just people my peers have dealt with, as well as being able to provide information to young Black people in the community. Last season was about various health information and being able to interview various people. So that's the goal for this season as well. And so I just want to be able to provide information to those, but also just have some really deep, solid discussions about various topics that impact our community. So today, I'm really just doing this episode because I said this is when I was gonna start. But this, there's so much stuff going on right now in the world, especially for our Black community, that I have a lot of mixed emotions. It's like yesterday I was just so heavy emotionally, just thinking about, you go from angry to sad to just determined to figure out how this can be changed and what we can do as a people to change the way that we live. And when I say the way that we live, it's just the things that happen to us as a people, and ways that we can continue to educate ourselves and to make changes to be able to have a life that we want to have. We just literally want to live in peace, and we want to be able to do what we want to do and not be killed for the color of our skin, judged for the color of our skin, and so on. All the things that happen to us negatively because of what we look like. And we don't want to change the way we look. We love being Black. It's just, it shouldn't be a crime to be Black. So, it's just so much I could go into with all that. But basically, this episode, I just wanted to be able to give some information about how we as a people can protect ourselves, there's some strategies about things that you can do to protect your mental health, emotional health, etc. in times like this, and just some resources available within the area, and hopefully probably within other areas too, other states, if you're listening from other states, and different ways that we can just move forward, and basically what's next, what can we do next. So I guess just to go back a little bit, Sunday I went to a peaceful protest in Boston. I went with my brothers and some friends, and it was a peaceful protest. It started at 6:30. We ended around 9 or quarter to 9. It was a mixed crowd, but it was so good to see so many young people out protesting and with signs and just in unity and really just making sure that their voice is being heard and fighting for justice. So it was really good to see that, and like I said, it was peaceful. I'd say until about 9 o'clock, you start seeing people disperse, and then all of a sudden people are running. You start running, and you see a whole swarm of police come, almost like in SWAT gear, and that's when the stuff started happening, the bad stuff. And the looting and all that stuff. And I wasn't there at that point. I had began leaving, so I don't know like visually what happened, like as far as being there physically myself. Just know what I seen on the social media and what I saw on the news. And it's just like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot because this is happening in all over the world right now, where these types of riots not riots, these protests, peaceful protests are turning into riots because of the people who actually don't really care about Black lives. They're just there to basically benefit off of us, what we're doing. And I'm not saying, I know that looters, they were of various different races, but also a majority of them were white. The ones who are doing the damage, they're white. And they're not there for the Black Lives Matter. They're there to start shit. Start stuff. And it's annoying. It's annoying because you can't even just let us have our thing, like, if you don't care, then don't come over here with that. Just keep that over there. We're trying to fight because someone died because they were Black. We're not trying to do all this looting and all this other stuff. That has nothing to do with anything. So it's frustrating to see that, because it's like we work so hard to come together as Black people and to like march for this stuff, and we can't even do that without being interrupted. But anyway, went to that, felt good to go to that, but it's just like, that's not the end all be all. We still have to do a lot of other things as a people to make sure we have some changes. So I just want to go over, basically, like I said, ways to protect yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, as well as ways to help with the cause besides protesting. Just kind of go over my personal viewpoint, like my own personal. This is not coming from all Black people or anything like that. It's just my idea on certain occurrences that have happened, and like ways that we can fight this. And I'm hoping that something's gotta change, and me personally, I feel that the way to change things is gonna be like, I know a lot of people are just like on the police, and do I think that what the police have done is wrong? Definitely. But they're just like the pawns of it all. And when you realize that it's more than just the police, it's the system. We're operating on a system that was created, that was created back in the day of slavery. So if you think about it, just like, why would we think that we're ever going to be treated equally when we're still following a justice system that was created during slavery, when we weren't treated equally, we weren't viewed as equal, and we were treated badly. So if we're still following that in 2020, there's no way we could think that we're gonna be treated fairly. And not saying that we don't deserve to, but it's just that's where I feel like it needs to start. Is that whole system needs to be dropped. You got to start from the beginning. We got to start with what's going on right now, and how things are now in 2020. That's where these things can start, and that's how these people can avoid getting off with murders and how everything else is within the justice system. The justice system is not created to protect Black people. That's just the reality of it. So I feel like for me, that's where it can start, and then trickle down. Like starting with the law, changing all the laws. Then we need more Black judges. We need more Black lawyers. We need more Black police officers. Me personally, I don't say to erase the police, but I say that, if you're in a predominantly black neighborhood, there needs to be predominantly black police. And and not just predominantly black police, but predominantly black police who are from the neighborhood, or at least have some ties to the neighborhood, or at least trying to learn about the neighborhood and protect and serve. That's the whole point of them. That's the whole point of the job, is to protect and serve. So having people like that is better than just having some random white people, coming from the suburbs, just trying to come in the city to work for whatever reason, whether it be because they want to live here because it's cheaper for their housing or whatever, or because, they have some type of evil, plot to really come for minorities and come for black people. They hate us so much. They want to work as cops here so that they can terrorize us. And we have to understand that the role of a police officer was started during slavery, and the whole point of that was to capture slaves, torture them, and kill them. And again, I by all means do not say that every police officer, that's their goal. My thing is more so like, all right, we need to change the people that are in this role, and try to definitely change the system, change the people. There needs to be more diversity within these roles. When talking about, like I said, lawyers and in the justice system, judicial system, and within the law enforcement, state troopers. Like, come on, you don't even really see that many black state troopers. And, that's how I think personally it can change, as long as they have the right intentions, they have the right mindset of why they want to be a police officer. Because we do need someone to protect and serve for us. We can't just be running around here amok, because not more so because of like what will happen with us as far as like what we do, but it's more or less like protection of various things. Like we can't just be running around free. I think that would be even worse. So, and when I say free, I mean like with no consequences of a law. We need to still have laws, but they need to be catered to everyone, not just white people. And so yeah, definitely for me, it's the system. It starts with the system, because it's not just, it's the system as a whole, in my opinion. It's like you have the system that controls the education system, which holds us back, the housing system, which holds us back, various things, the way people can get jobs. It's like all falling under that umbrella of the system, which trickles down and regulates what can be done. And I feel that also we need to know the system, and we need to know the law, and we need to know how to maneuver in this world right now until things are changed. So I definitely promote, black people knowing their rights, and knowing the system, and knowing the law, and how to go about things. And so yeah, I feel like we need way more black and brown within the system working. I feel like that can where it starts. So as far as ways to protect your mental and your physical, your all forms of health, there are so many different things that can be done right now. Definitely taking a break mentally for yourself if you need to. Doing things that you enjoy, that make you happy, and that can calm you down. And thinking of ways to interact with people in a positive way. Making sure you're asking the right questions to black and brown people right now, especially black. I'm just gonna say black people because That's who's being impacted right now. So instead of asking how are you, there are other questions that you can ask Black people. You can ask, what have you done just for you today? How can I support you? What thoughts have been circling in your brain? What lies do you find yourself believing? Or what color is your heart today? How have you been sleeping? So just a lot of well-being questions, and just making sure that people are taking care of themselves and they're good and doing whatever they need to do that's necessary for them to feel okay. Because you can't, and that's why I also want to stress that is not like, we as Black people, we don't need to feel good right now. We don't need to feel good. And when I say you don't need to, you don't have to. Don't feel pressured to say you feel good. If you're okay, then say you're okay. If you're sad, say you're sad. If you're mad, say you're mad. Like, you have the right to feel whatever you feel. You don't have to put on this front for anybody. It's affecting you. It's affecting you. I don't know how it can't be affecting you. If it's not affecting you, I want to know what's up with that, because it should be affecting you. Realizing that the deaths of these people, that could be any of us. Before it was like, somewhat only targeting men, but it's men and women now. Black men and women are being killed for nothing. And it's really, really messed up. And then you see on social media all these videos of like, people just getting treated so badly by police in various cities, and it's messed up. And again, I'm not saying that every single one of them, but the ones who are doing these bad things, it's like, that's the part that makes you mad, and we just have to really take the time to figure out, like I said, what do we need to do to make a change? Because and again, my point is that it's not on us to make a change. When I say us, Black people, we already know what's up. We're not doing nothing. We're not out here killing random people because of the color of their skin. We don't do that. So it's not necessarily up to us to change it. It's more so it's white people need to change it, because they're the ones who are doing this, and they're the ones who are mostly doing all of these wrongful deaths, and the ones who are advocating for people like Trump and his racist views and the way that he talks about people and goes about things, and you have to talk to your fellow person, like your fellow white person, because that's where it starts. Not every Black person is pro-Black, but a majority of this issue is underlying with white people. That's just the reality of it. The Karens, the Billies, the ones who are just calling the police for nothing. Just like, for me, mind your business. If nobody's touching your stuff, mind your business. You don't own anything. You don't own parks. You don't own the whatever, like the parks that they're harassing people, telling people, calling the police for random stuff that has nothing to do with anything. Mind your business. That's my main message. Mind your business. Worry about yourself. Mind your business. If somebody's not touching you, they're not in your space, they're not bothering you, they're not doing nothing towards you, mind your business. If you don't see if someone's legitimately doing something wrong to another person, then that's different. But you just calling people because, you think that you have the right to tell somebody where they belong. You don't. Get that through your thick head. You don't tell people where they can be, what they can do, where they can eat, do all this other dumb stuff. You don't get to tell anybody that. You don't get to do that. You are irrelevant. You are a human being just like the rest of us. So you're no higher than anybody else. So you don't get to tell somebody what they can and can't do. That needs to really get through their heads. They're heads, because that's just the reality of it. You don't get to decide where I can go, what I can do. So yes, definitely changing the system, knowing the law, protecting yourself, like I said, mentally, if that means taking a break from social media, not having conversations. Please don't feel compelled. Also, Black people, because I've noticed it a lot. It's a lot of these well, you're getting all these groups of white people asking, well, what can we do? How can we help? And what part can we play? And it's like, okay, for me personally, I can understand if you're a child and you don't know what to do. That's different. As a grown adult, you know what to do. So don't waste my time and don't waste your own time. Ask me type of questions like that. If you're a human being, you have somewhat of a knit for a brain, then you know what it is. If you know how to treat Asians, and you know how to treat Spanish people, you know how to treat Indian people, and you know how to treat your own white people, it's the same thing that you do for Black people. It's not anything different. Like I said, we're all human beings. We just have different skin colors. So there's no manual. There's no special manual of how to treat a Black. It's the same thing. Treat them with decent human decency. That's it. And my thing is, if you don't like Black people, whatever, do your thing. But if you don't like them, stay away from them. Stay out of our face. Stay out of our neighborhoods. Stay out of our culture. Stay out of our stuff. If you don't like us, why are you coming around us? Why are you in our stuff? Go and do your own thing. And again, I'm not on necessarily promoting any negativity towards people. I'm just it's frustrating. It's that doesn't, just to me, common sense, that doesn't make any sense. If I don't like a group of people, I'm not about to sit there and work where I know where they're going to be is predominantly them, because I don't want to be around them. That doesn't make sense. If I don't like a group of people, I'm not about to listen to their music and try to be all up in their neighborhoods. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I feel like it's more than just not liking them. It's really some white people really believe they're the superior. And that's just, it's sad. It's sad, because that means you really just don't have an ounce of common sense. Yeah, you just can't. You really can't. Not to think like that. Not in the year of 2020. So, yeah, just making sure that you protect yourselves. Please, please, please protect yourselves. Black people, that we are literally a walking target right now. We always been, but definitely as of late, we've just been a walking target, and you gotta be on your stuff. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. You gotta be aware of who you are engaging with, and making sure you stay safe. Please stay safe. We deserve to be treated equally. We can say that until we turn blue, but clearly, people want to do what they want to do anyway, and attempt to treat us how they want to treat us anyway. And it's messed up. It's messed up. And like I said before, it's not your job to teach a white person how to treat Black people. They know how to treat us. It's just they choose not to do what they're supposed to do. So don't exhaust yourself and waste your breath and beg and plead for someone to understand. They understand. They're choosing to not do what they're supposed to do. Please remember that. You're wasting time. To be honest, you're wasting time with people like that. If you want to give one explanation, go for it. After that, don't do no more. If you don't quote unquote get it, then you're not gonna get it, and you're wasting my time. So move around. That's basically the attitude that you should carry. Focus more teaching your own people what they need to be doing. That's what we need to focus on. Just do that instead of trying to educate them. You don't need to educate them. They know what to do, and if they don't know what to do, they can read a book. They can Google. There's plenty of their history, plenty of it from their ancestors that know. You know what I mean? All the information. They know what's up. They just choose, like I said, not to. Please remember that. Um, and I don't want again, I don't want to sound angry. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating having to see all these things on social media, having to see these parents of young children having to teach their kids what to do to protect themselves from the police when really it should be the police protecting them, and how to feel comfortable in their own skin and not feeling like they're a problem for who they are. That's the part that's sad, is seeing these young black kids feel like that, on top of everything else that they go through. So, protecting your mental, staying off social media if that means, staying out of heated conversations if that's what it means, reading, doing things that make you happy to calm yourself down, physically working out, getting rest, make sure you rest, making sure you're eating right, taking care of yourself, practice some positive affirmations, and being around people that make you feel safe and comfortable, making sure you're in environments that are safe, spiritually meditating, praying, journaling, reading positive literature that can uplift you, reading history. There are a lot of good books that I've seen. I can post them too, that go over African history, and doing anything that you feel is right for you. I can't tell you what exactly you have to do to protect yourself. I can only tell you what you can do. Physically knowing, also I was gonna say that getting your license to carry, researching what it takes to do so in your state, and making sure you utilize that resource as well. Even if you don't have a weapon to carry, just having that license to carry is important right now. I myself I looked into some classes for that, so definitely going to be getting into that. And yes, so I want to talk about some things that I've been seeing on social media too regarding everything that's going on, like the looting. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it. I understand, but I don't agree with it. I think it's more so what's important is just making sure we get justice for the many black people who have been killed. Please let's not forget about the black women who have been killed too. I notice that it's always like posting about as soon as a black man is killed, we riot and do all this stuff, and I'm not in no way saying that we shouldn't, but a black woman was killed too, and doesn't seem like people were rioting for that too, or protesting for that. And they are now. We're all combining the names together, but there should be as much outrage when a black woman is killed just as much as when a black man is killed. And just making sure we don't leave anyone behind, really. We're all getting targeted, like I said. So just making sure everyone feels safe and accounted for and protected. We have to protect ourselves. That's just the bottom line. So with the looting, being careful with that, that's not the main message that we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is get justice for these people more so than stealing. We're not trying to steal. So just remembering that, and also just realizing again, it's not a certain just one race who is doing it. You see on the videos, it's white people are doing it. They're the ones who are running in, taking stuff. So, and when it makes me angry, not just that they're doing that, but it's just like in turn you're giving them the media outlets who don't try to use positive propaganda about these things. They try to find these types of instances where people are looting to deflect from the message of Black Lives Matter, and they conveniently will only show random black people looting rather than all the white people who are running in Target, running in vans. I see one video, they're running into the like the PacSun place, stealing surfboards and stuff. Black people are not doing that. We're not stealing surfboards. We're not doing that. That's white people. It's white people doing that. So they're the ones who are looting. They're the ones who are doing all the damage, setting cars on fire and all this. We're not doing that. Not saying that not one black person has done any looting. Like I said, it's just a majority of it is not us. And so just don't lose focus. That's basically what my main point is for the black people. Don't lose focus of what the cause is for and what we're marching for. So let me think of some resources to utilize. So definitely, like I said, just making sure you know the firearms information and what you can do about that for yourself, and ways that you can protest. If you're physically not comfortable protesting, you can post online. you can advocate. Believe you can do like some kind of, I don't want to say a hotline, but you can send the text messages, that and sign petitions. You can make sure that you're speaking to young people about what's going on and giving them the proper information that they need to know about how to protect themselves, and any resources in their community that are available to them. So just making sure you all around take care of yourself. So I feel like that's a lot of information that I've given, and just a lot of talking. And just I guess my main thing is just making sure that everyone is okay. That's really the main thing, is that I just want to make sure my people are good. That's always my main thing, is making sure my people are good. And when I'm like last night watching the riots and stuff on TV, and I just see all these young people, black and brown people, and they're fighting, and they're, difference between protesting and then like rioting, and when you're putting yourself in harm's way, you're just opening that door for something bad to happen. Some bad things already have happened. There have been more deaths occurring of young black people from police officers, even after the George Floyd killing. And it's sad and it's scary, and it's about to be summer, so who knows what it's gonna be like. But if people are out and about like that, it's just you just don't want to put yourself in these predicaments. Please be safe, be smart about your choices and how you do things. You have a long life ahead of you. Please do the right things for yourself and your safety. So yeah, I want to end out with a quote, and I'm gonna say a couple of things about it. So I saw this quote on Instagram from a writer. Her name is Aaliyah Chaplin, and I'll put her information on my Instagram page as well. But her quote was, "I'm not applauding white people for doing what's right." And I really love that quote because it's simple and it's to the point, and it's exactly how I feel. I'm not about to give you an applause or an award or a cookie for doing what you're supposed to do, what you should have been doing years ago. It's just not happening. It's great that you're doing it and that you're teaching your counterparts and whoever else how to treat people. That's great. But you're not going to get an award for that. You're not going to get a round of applause. And I want to highlight like this whole, seeing these police officers, these white police officers like kneeling with protesters, and like, some of the black people like creating a round of applause and like jumping up with glee. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? What are you doing that for? If they want to do that, if they want to sit there and kneel, cool. But stop acting like, we have to stop doing that. We have to stop acting like when a white person does the right thing, quote unquote, oh, all hail. Like, no, we're not about to do all that. You're doing what you're supposed to do as a human being. If you want to protest with us, that's what you should be doing. And beyond protesting, you should be telling, like I said, your fellow counterparts what they should and shouldn't do. You want to do what's right. Step in when you see injustice happening and do what's right. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And you're not going to get an applause for that either. At the end of the day, we're human beings and we're created equally, and we should be treating people equally. And we shouldn't be getting a round of applause for doing what you're supposed to do. It's not happening. Not for me. You're not getting a round of applause for me. If you want to do it, cool. Do what you're supposed to do. Do your job. And I'm saying do your job in the sense of that's everyone's job, is to treat everybody with respect. Again, you don't have to like people, but you need to respect them. That's just the bottom line. So you shouldn't be getting a round of applause for doing what's right. It doesn't work that way. But I do like the quote. And I feel like, and I also want to just point out that Black people please be okay with knowing that it's okay to be angry. Don't try to suppress your emotions, feeling like just because somebody tells you that you shouldn't be angry or whatever. No, you can be whatever you want to be. If you want to be angry, be angry. If you want to be sad, you want to be sad. If you want to be happy. You can do whatever you want to do. You do whatever you want to do. You can feel whatever you want to feel. It's called being a human being. Again, we're not suppressing that. We're not suppressing being a decent human being. We're not suppressing what our basic rights and what we want to do. If you want to, you can feel whatever you want to feel. So, excuse me. Yes, just keeping that in mind too. Allow yourself to go through the emotions and the emotions that you have. Write them down. Talk about it. Listen to music, whatever is going to help you get through it. Do what works for you. That's my main goal. My main point that I want to point out is please do what works for you. That's going to be safe for you. So, with that being said, positive note, I finished the semester great. Got A's, so I'm good with that. Had my time off. And was able to relax and do some things that I wanted to do for myself. So definitely want to, start the season off as best as I can and think of some different ideas to talk about and discuss and continue on with this podcast. And I appreciate anyone who listens. And I still accept any feedback, whether it be through a DM or email. Or tweet or whatever on what you want to hear being talked about for this season, or if you have someone who wants to do an interview or something like that, definitely let me know. Reach out. I'll definitely appreciate it. I plan to do some interviews, so yes, I just want to end up with that. Meditate, manifest, invest in you. This is Black Hippie Lounge. I'm your host, Chanel. Follow on Instagram or Twitter at Black Hippie Lounge, BlackHippieLounge. I will be posting those books that I mentioned that I found. They're about some African. It's about African culture, and I'm sorry. There's two books. I haven't even read them. I haven't even got them yet. But there's two books that I think that seemed interesting to me, revolving Black history that we should know about. And yes, so just please, if you're gonna protest, take care of yourself. Be safe. Make sure you're heard. Any way that you think is that works for you, whether it be protesting, retweeting, reposting on social media, writing everything down, recording yourself talking, whatever, having conversations, whatever you feel works for you. Do what works for you and protect yourself. I love you guys. Stay safe. Stay black and beautiful and blessed. You are black and beautiful. Don't ever forget that. You are God's greatest gift to this earth. Don't forget that. We come from royalty. We are kings and queens. Don't ever forget that. There would be no American culture without Black people. Don't you ever forget that. We built this. Our ancestors built this off their backs. We made everything that there is. Without Black people, there would be no humanity. We are the first man and woman on Earth. So don't forget where you come from. That's my main thing, and be proud of where you come from. I don't care what anybody says or what they do to us. We are royalty. Don't ever forget that, and make sure you walk like you're royalty. Hold your head up high. Don't let anybody bring you down. Don't let anybody talk down on you and mess up your aura and your energy. You stay positive. You stay high up. Remember who you are. Practice affirmations in the mirror if you have to. Read positive Black books if you have to. Just don't forget who you are and where you come from. You come from a line of royalty, greatness, beauty, intelligence, success, strength, and don't ever forget it, and stay blessed. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge.